This is NASA TV.
You're looking at the Crew Dragon spacecraft and Falcon 9 rocket set to carry 3 American astronauts and 1 Japanese astronaut to the International Space Station in just a few hours. Today begins the first full-duration science mission of NASA's Commercial Crew program.
At 7:27 p.m. Eastern Time this evening, NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins, Victor Glover, Shannon Walker, and Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency astronaut Soichi Noguchi will lift off from this historic launch complex 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center and begin their 6-month journey in orbit. This mission, known as Crew 1, will be the first American-launched mission with astronauts aboard since the Demo 2 test flight this past summer.
Here's our first live look inside the suit-up room.
Wow, it is so exciting to see this, isn't it? All 4 of them.
Yeah, it's just, okay, so there's a look at Commander, that looks like Mike Hopkins.
Yeah. So each astronaut has an assigned crew team member to make sure they're part of our suit-up team. And that suit-up lead or assigned crew member is essentially responsible for communicating any feedback, making sure that we're getting thumbs up, verbal goes, that everything is fitting well and is comfortable.
And here they come, walking down the hall.
Quite peppy there.
Yeah, so cool. They're looking for people. They're looking for the people that have helped them all along the way, too, and wanting to make eye contact.
Yep. That banner behind them in the elevator holds the signatures of many of the team members who worked so hard to make sure that this spacecraft and rocket is as safe as possible for this crew.
Oh, here they come.
Here they come. The Crew 1 astronauts now beginning their journey to the launch pad ahead of this historic mission to the International Space Station.
Outside the ONC building, we have friends and family gathered there for final goodbyes prior to liftoff with our astronauts.
And that's a very different thing to the shuttle days. The last time we saw our families would have been at what we call the wave across the ditch, you know, the day before launch. And typically for shuttle launches, you would have employees and, you know, people that would come out to wish us well. I think it's a very special thing that the crew's families get that up close and personal right before they get into the crew transport vehicles to the pad.
You notice everyone keeping is a safe distance here, but that distance would be enforced regardless of whether COVID-19 was a factor in what's going on. That distance is maintained regardless.
I can't get a good read at the license plate this time, but I remember for Demo 2 they said ISS bound.
Yeah, that's good.
I think another one might say later Earth.
This is Core on countdown 1 for timeline. The crew is departing for the pad on schedule.
All right, so we just heard the call out from the Core that the crew is departing for the pad, and they are right on schedule. Again, they are leaving the Neil Armstrong Operations and Checkout Building, now beginning a 20-minute ride, 20 minutes or so across NASA's Kennedy Space Center. They're going to drive right behind where we're sitting. We can't wait for that. And out to Launch Pad 39A. Okay, and here's our first look at that level where they come out of the elevator. Now they're going to make their way around because they have a handful of stairs to climb to get up to the level where the crew access arm is. That's that long suspended walkway. So here they go up the steps.
Oh, look how beautiful.
It's been a long time since I've had the privilege of being up there and seeing that view up in person, but it is just, words don't do it justice.
Yeah.
Okay, and so this will be Victor and 𝐂𝐀𝐒
Yeah.
now approaching the pad. So Mike and Shannon got a head start. Victor and 𝐂𝐀𝐒 are making their way to the elevator now. I wonder if they're going to stop and
Oh, they got it.
strain, or maybe they've already done that to get a look up. And you know, we're having a lot of fun here. We know the crew is having a blast. There they are.
Again.
I knew they were going to do it. Here's a look inside the crew access arm from the inside.
I love this shot.
Yeah.
You know, when this was being designed, it was definitely a forward-thinking design that we went with. We really wanted it to encapsulate the experience of the next era of spaceflight, really wanting to make it look futuristic, as with the suits and the capsule itself. We now see Shannon adding her signature to the wall. So in keeping with tradition, we painted this room white, and the advanced team, once again, I'll talk about them. Part of their responsibility, also making sure that there's a Sharpie on hand so that crew members can add their names to our signature wall. Bob and Doug did this prior to their flight, and I love that this is really the last thing you do before you get in our spaceship. I just love that there's an opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the list of names grow over time.
Hi. I feel like he's watching us.
You know, it's hard to see in that shot, but I'm very happy to say that we got blue skies and a couple of puffy white clouds working with us. So while it might look a little overcast on the screen, we're pretty happy with what we've got at the moment.
And you can see the little shadows of them moving along through the windows into the white room. Almost there.
I love this view inside Crew Dragon, and as you saw, there are 4 seats configured right now, and they're numbered 1 to 4 from right to left when you're looking at the seats. Mike Hopkins is in seat 2, that's the commander's seat, and then Victor Glover will be beside him in seat 3. That for Crew Dragon is the pilot seat. Soichi Noguchi is in seat 1, and Shannon Walker is in seat 4.
Once they're all finished getting buckled in, those seats will also rotate into launch position. Right now, it does look like they're a little further away from those display panels, but once they rotate backwards, those display panels will be right in front of them and easy to access.
Now we're coming up on T-minus 47 minutes, and the SpaceX team is finishing up their go, no go polls. We're waiting for a few more people to give the electronic thumbs up, so that then the SpaceX launch director can check that item off and then proceed into the remainder of the countdown, which will include propellant loading at T-minus 35 minutes.
Poll is complete and the team is ready for crew access arm retract, propellant loading, and launch.
And it looks like the crew access arm has already begun to retract away. Just a beautiful sight.
So this is one of the last major visual milestones that we have before launch.
Stage 1 fuel load is complete.
Okay, right on time, and a great view of Dragon sitting on top of the Falcon 9 as we're continuing to load liquid oxygen onto both the first and second stages. The RP-1 kerosene fuel is now completely loaded on both stage 1 and stage 2. All continues to go well, just under 6 minutes to launch.
Dragon is in configure for terminal count. Dragon is on internal power. Falcon 9 propellant tanks are pressurizing for Stromback retract.
And as you can hear those sounds, like Soichi Noguchi said, the vehicle is alive.
Dragon to countdown. FTS is armed. Falcon 9 is a startup and is now controlling.
50 seconds now until liftoff. That FTS you heard is flight termination.
Dragon, SpaceX, go for launch.
SpaceX, this is Resilient. Roger, go.
Go for launch, and at 37 seconds, the International Space Station flying over Kennedy Space Center.
All for one, crew one for all.
Crew Dragon poised to go catch it. 20 seconds till liftoff.
T-minus 15 seconds. Falcon 9 is configured for flight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
And resilience rises. Not even gravity contains humanity when we explore as one for all.
M1E propulsion is nominal.
That's the word we want to hear. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
As 30 seconds into this historic mission, flying crew on board Dragon and Falcon 9. Stage 1 is preparing to throttle down. This is in preparation for max Q, which is maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Stage 1, throttle down.
There's that call out for throttle down.
Power and telemetry continue to be nominal for the vehicle, now traveling at 262 meters per second.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
There's that call out. The Falcon 9 is supersonic, and we will be passing through max Q here shortly, the largest structural load during ascent.
Max Q.
And there's that call out. That Falcon has passed through
Stage
max
1,
Q.
throttle.
1 Bravo.
And we've just entered Stage 1 Bravo abort mode. That's going to take them through the end of the first stage burning just before second stage activates off the coast of North Carolina. T+1 minute and 40 seconds into flight. Dragon and Falcon 9 traveling 709 meters per second. That call that 𝐬𝐃 is underway, the Merlin vacuum engine.
Now with the call out of 𝐬𝐃, similar to what we saw in the first stage Merlin engines, the second stage engine being prepared for its ignition coming up in just over 30 seconds from now. We're a half a minute away from 3 quick events in rapid succession. We're going to get main engine cut off. The 9 Merlin engines will throttle down and then shut down. We're going to get stage separation.
Stage 1, throttle down.
And then ignition of the second stage engine. We've begun the throttle down in preparation for stage separation.
And we have
2 Alpha.
Stage separation confirmed.
And you see that stage separation has confirmed. There goes that 𝐬𝐃 engine. Stage 2, crew 1 is now on their way to the International Space Station. On the right side of your screen, you see stage 2 continuing to burn. Over on the left-hand side is stage 1 preparing for its return to Earth.
And we've got ignition of the entry burn, center engine, followed by the other 2 restart engines. First stage now getting ready to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. This is about a 29-second burn, and it's designed to slow the vehicle way down. We're going to shed about 70% of the velocity of that dropping first stage by the time this landing burn completes.
team vac shutdown.
And we've got shutdown of the second stage engine on time.
Dragon SpaceX, nominal orbit insertion.
Launch escape system is disarmed.
And SpaceX copies.
And Leah, the words we like to hear, a nominal orbit insertion.
That's right, John. Nominal orbit insertion, as we mentioned, stage 2. Oh, looks like some action on stage 1. And I believe we've had a touchdown on the drone ship.
We've got stage 1 has touchdown on the drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean. But now the more important news, second stage is in orbit, right where we want, right on time. And we're getting ready for our next major activity, which will be Dragon spacecraft separation. Now, currently on the second stage, we are essentially venting pressure, purging the engine out, making sure everything is quiet in preparation.
Take a look. That's inside Crew Dragon right now. Our Crew 1 crew now coasting in low Earth orbit, still attached to that second stage. In just a couple of minutes, we should see that second stage separate and Crew Dragon will be flying free.
Separation confirmed.
And separation confirmed. You can see that second stage departing. Crew Dragon leaving it behind.
Separation confirmed.
Confirmation from teams on the ground and the crew. You can see them monitoring those 3 display panels, monitoring their journey to the International Space Station and where they are in the world right now, or over the world, I should say.
And Dragon SpaceX, just for timeline awareness, burn is in about just under 1 minute.
And copy that. We see it starts in 40 seconds. And just for your awareness, both MS-1 and pilot are out of their suits, and they're getting them strapped into their seats this time.
Copy all.
Phase burn has begun. We are a minute underway, so good news there. And it should last about 9.5 minutes, raising the perigee, or the lowest point of Dragon's current orbit, to a higher altitude.
And as you can see live, they have now revealed to us the 0G indicator, and it looked like a little baby Yoda.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if we might hear a little bit more about that later, that choice, but did look like another crew member floating around with them.
Yeah. Very cool to see them as they're actually coasting to the International Space Station.
Yeah, first 4-person capsule that has ever flown, and so that's another big first for the mission. This is a view over the shoulder of our commander, Mike Hopkins, and pilot, Victor Glover, taking a look at some of the systems aboard Crew Dragon. Pretty neat to see them interacting with those touch screens.
We've got Baby Yoda on board trying to take a seat right now, I guess.
I know, I think that's Victor Glover's seat, so hope he doesn't mind.
Maybe Baby Yoda's trying to pilot the vehicle. But some pretty cool views. The crew members are hanging out, quite literally, as they coast to the International Space Station.
Dragon SpaceX, 2 items for TCS configuration.
And go ahead for TCS config.
Dragon, for the TCS Loop Bravo caution, this alert was due to configuring the warmer mixing mode. We were slightly too cold prior to that transition. We plan to clear the alarm status and bring both loops back to the nominal configuration.
Okay, we copy. It was a little too cold when you did the transition, and you'll be clearing the alerts and get back to the nominal status.
Good words, Dragon. And secondly, we were able to recover the prop line heaters and are back to full fault tolerance.
That is excellent news. Good to hear. Back to full fault tolerance for the prop manifold heaters.
And good words.
To recap what we saw earlier, SpaceX mission operators and the engineering team worked through a Dragon propulsion line heater high resistance issue. It initially caused 3 of 4 heaters in one quadrant aboard Crew Dragon to be powered down. It was determined to be caused by a conservatively set limit too close to nominal values. That limit was adjusted. All 4 heaters are now powered on and functioning nominally. Propellant temperatures never dipped below those nominal expected temperatures, and they were well above safe limits. So Crew Dragon continues its journey to the International Space Station, running smoothly, and we are still standing by, still covering this mission, but great news for now that those issues have been recovered, and our crew continues its journey.